Hey love, it's me, and yes, I am still alive, and yes, this is a letter being delivered to you by me, by an owl. Crazy, right? You've been my best friend since I can't even remember when, which is why I want not only to fill you in on everything that is going on, but I also want to invite you to join me on something really exciting, if you're up for it. So do you remember that cute boy and his parents getting burned at the stake because everyone in town thought they were witches? And it ended up he turned into a werewolf and tried to save them but had no luck, then ran away into the woods? Well, he left his sword and hat behind, and you know me, where curiosity always gets the best of me. I had to steal them from the scene that night before anyone noticed. I figured I could keep them as souvenirs to add to my collection of all those crazy things that go on in this village, and that would be that. But they kept making a strange noise, and I could never get to sleep, until one night his sword was reflecting the moonlight so bright that it woke me up, and then I saw it start to move. I saw its reflection, so I followed its light with my eyes, as it then slowly pivoted to my window and shone very bright on the castle on top of the hill in the forbidden forest that everyone is too scared to go to because everyone thinks Dracula lives there. I know this sounds crazy, but I think it was trying to tell me that the boy had run away and now lives there. I couldn't sleep after thinking about this, and felt that if this was indeed true, maybe I could return his hat and sword to him and make him feel better after what had happened to him after that sad and tragic night. So yes, I ventured off, didn't even say goodbye to my parents, and just snuck out and packed some things and left towards the castle on top of the hill. Yes, it was a tough journey, and I kept getting lost in that dark forest, but I started to notice that the sword would light up every time I went in the right direction. So I kept following it, and it worked. It even shone its light on a little warthog that startled me. However, the reflection of the moonlight off the sword kept shining on this little hog, so I followed it, and to my surprise it led me to the top of the mountain cliff where the castle resided. I was so scared to go in because there seemed to be snakes all around the gates. I closed my eyes and ran to the door in the hope that I would not get bitten. I grabbed what I thought was the handle of the door, but it was a snake, and that creeped me out so much. And then I fell through the door into the main room, and that is when I met the vampire and the werewolf boy. The vampire was very attractive too, even though he attacked me, which is totally understandable since I had just broken into his house and all. Luckily, the wolf boy noticed I had his hat and sword, so he stopped the vampire and told him that it looked as if I had brought his things he'd left behind. He was so thankful he hugged me. It felt warm and nice. They then didn't know what to do with me and checked me for any other weapons. And then they said I could join them for dinner and sleep over, but I would have to leave in the morning. What did I have to lose by having dinner? And I was also praying I was not going to be the dinner at the same time. However, as I expected or suspected, the food that the boys were eating was also made by them, and it was horrible. Rotten meat and vegetables poorly cooked. Even though I was starving, I was just pretending to eat to be polite because I knew I'd be sick for a week if I even attempted to eat any of that. To crack the tension in the room during our meal, I mentioned you. I said, I wish my best friend was here since she is the best cook in all the land. I've even seen her turn vinegar into wine just using her cup. I thought they would just laugh or something, but then they suddenly stopped. They asked if I was certain you had done that before, and they said that it was not normal. Then they also started asking several other questions about you, and I could tell I had sparked their curiosity. This is where things got really interesting. They have a theory that they are more talented than you, and would like to invite you to see if they could teach you something, as well as if they could learn anything from you. It's your call, but regardless, they let me send you this owl with this note to let you know I'm okay and I'm on my way back tomorrow. If my parents ask, I spent the night at your house, okay? Maybe if you decide to join me back up here tomorrow, you can tell your parents you are staying at my house overnight, and I'll do the same again so we don't get in trouble. Either way, sorry if you're mad I brought you up and got you involved in this mess. I hope we can stay friends. Love.